In the 16th century, Spain was one of the most powerful and wealthy nations in Europe. With vast territories in the Americas, including much of South and Central America, Spain had access to enormous wealth in the form of precious metals. The Spanish Empire was, for a time, the world's leading producer of gold and silver, especially after the discovery of the Americas and the subsequent flow of treasure from the New World. However, this apparent wealth hid a web of deceit and intrigue that would, in time, unravel the trust in Spain's economy and its imperial power. At the heart of this scandal was one of the most audacious conspiracies in European history, the falsification of Spanish coins. The plot to counterfeit Spain's currency began during a period when the country's economy was heavily dependent on the influx of silver from its colonies. This precious metal was essential not only for Spain's trade and military expenditures but also for its dominance over much of Europe. However, as the empire grew and expanded, so too did the financial pressure to maintain a steady flow of wealth. By the mid-1500s, Spain was struggling with inflation and an unsustainable level of debt. It became increasingly difficult for the monarchy to meet its obligations, especially as European rivals, like France and England, began to rise in power. To cope with these financial challenges, the Spanish crown resorted to a strategy that was both risky and deceitful, debasing its currency. Debasement refers to the practice of reducing the amount of precious metal in a coin while maintaining its nominal value. In essence, a coin would still be worth the same amount on paper, but it would be made of less silver or gold. This practice had been used in various forms throughout history, but in Spain's case, the scale of the debasement and the resulting counterfeit coins were part of a massive, secret plot. The masterminds behind this conspiracy were not merely greedy individuals, but rather a combination of royal officials, mints, and clandestine operations that operated under the radar of both the public and the monarchy. Spain's mints, which were responsible for producing the country's currency, were found to be involved in the illicit process of creating counterfeit coins. The forgers took advantage of the high demand for silver coins and the relatively weak oversight of the royal minting system. They would add cheaper metals to the silver, effectively diluting the coin's value, while still marking it with the official seal of the Spanish crown. As a result, the market was flooded with coins that were technically worthless, yet appeared legitimate. What made this plot particularly dangerous was its scale and its potential to destabilize not only Spain's economy but also the entire European financial system. Spanish coins, particularly the silver pieces called pieces of 8 or pieces of 8 reals, were widely circulated across Europe, from the Low Countries to the Mediterranean. These coins were considered a standard of value and were used in trade across borders. As the counterfeit coins began to circulate, they quickly eroded trust in the Spanish currency. Traders and merchants who had previously accepted Spanish coins without hesitation began to question their true value. As word spread of the counterfeit coins, Spain's once reliable currency began to lose its prestige, and Spain's financial situation worsened further. The conspirators behind the falsification of coins had an extensive network of people working to create and distribute the counterfeit money. While the royal mints were officially responsible for minting coins, the truth was that many mints had been infiltrated by rogue officials and criminals who were either bribed or coerced into producing fake currency. These counterfeit coins began to spread throughout the kingdom, and, as trade with other European countries continued, they soon made their way beyond Spain's borders. The sheer volume of falsified coins entering the economy had a profound effect on the value of the Spanish real, the primary unit of currency in Spain. What is particularly striking about this plot is how it involved a range of individuals, from government officials to criminals, all complicit in the crime. In some cases, forgers worked within Spain's royal mints, while in others, they operated as part of a network of independent counterfeiters. These individuals used sophisticated techniques to imitate the appearance and markings of genuine Spanish coins. Some counterfeiters even went so far as to develop special tools to strike their fake coins, ensuring that they appeared nearly identical to the real thing. However, the consequences of this forgery plot went far beyond mere financial losses. By undermining the value of Spanish currency, the forgers contributed to the inflation that ravaged Spain's economy throughout the 16th century. The government struggled to control the inflation, and public discontent began to grow. The debasement of Spain's currency also had long-term effects on its imperial power. As the Spanish crown's financial situation deteriorated, its ability to fund its military campaigns and protect its colonies weakened. This would set the stage for the eventual decline of the Spanish Empire in the centuries to come. The debasement of Spain's currency was not a short-term issue but one that had lasting implications. While the Spanish crown attempted to crack down on the forgers and regain control of its mints, the damage had already been done. The Spanish economy was in a downward spiral, exacerbated by the loss of trust in its currency. Spain's financial woes were compounded by wars, rebellions, and the ever-increasing demands of empire building. The effects of this coin falsification scandal reverberated throughout Europe. Countries that had once relied on Spanish currency in their own markets now had to reconsider their monetary systems. The once proud pieces of eight became a symbol of fraud and dishonesty. And trade began to shift away from Spain. Other European powers, such as France and England, began to strengthen their own economies and develop alternative financial systems. By the end of the 16th century, Spain's dominance in European trade and finance had begun to erode, in part due to the long-term effects of this coin falsification plot. In the end, the plot to falsify Spain's coins is a testament to the lengths to which individuals and governments will go when faced with financial crisis. It reveals the complex interplay between power, wealth, and deceit in an empire that was struggling to maintain its dominance in a rapidly changing world. The counterfeit coin scandal serves as a stark reminder of how the manipulation of money can have far-reaching consequences. Not only for an empire's economy but for its very survival. The lesson of Spain's 16th-century coin forgery is a timeless one. The value of currency is built on trust, and once that trust is shattered, the entire financial system can collapse.